So my name's Ashley Mortimer, and I'm here today to take part in a modern pagan ritual to celebrate solstice, the winter solstice that is. Modern pagans are, like ancient pagans, followers of the seasons, and we see a mystical and spiritual significance in acknowledging the times of the year in the solar calendar, of which the winter solstice, the shortest day, the sun in the sky for the shortest time, is one of those. Modern pagans mostly follow 8 festivals, and we will get together in our small groups or big groups, and we will perform a ritual that acknowledges that time of year and the passage of the sun through the sky and our passage on the face of the earth through the seasons. So the winter solstice is about hunkering down and getting through the darkness and the cold of winter. I think our ancestors would have feasted, would have got themselves to a point where the sun is going to grow in light again. And there's a lot of narratives and stories in a lot of different cultures actually where there's the notion of the birth of a returning sun, which could be seen as a sun god or a sun king. Even the Christian narrative has a similar theme to it, and I think personally, like many other modern pagans, that those are not coincidences. So we're going to be here today to greet the returning sun as it grows in strength from the day of the winter solstice forwards up to its height at the summer solstice. And this is a returning cycle that happens every year, and we will be performing our ritual together. We'll be doing what modern pagans do. Much of the activity is internal, not external. So the things that you see and that you'll be seeing on the film won't necessarily reflect what's going on inside in our internal spiritual way. It's an exoteric piece of religion, I suppose, which is how religion is practiced. It's a mystery religion. That doesn't mean that it's not known, it just means that it's not visible, it's not obvious, and it's not external, exoteric. So I hope you enjoy joining us for our solstice ritual.
Welcome to our pagan tribal gathering, Yule gathering here in Lincoln. We're here today for our Yule party and our gathering. Welcome to everybody that's here. We have some lovely people here. We've got Ashley here, and I'm going to hand over to Ashley, and he's going to explain a little bit what we're going to do today.
Well, welcome everybody. We're here to celebrate Yule. Yule is one of the 8 festivals that modern pagans celebrate. We celebrate the returning sun. This is the shortest, well, Yule itself is the shortest day of the year. It's the day when the sun dies and is born again in that same instant. And just like every moment in time, it dies to make way for the next one to be born again. It's part of the continuing cycle. Now in the old days, and I use that phrase very carefully to be very vague and loose, but our ancestors would have got to the midwinter and would have had a celebration, a way of staving off the darkness, a way of acknowledging that the light was going to return again. So at some point during our ritual, we're going to symbolically see the light rise up again from the darkness by lighting a candle. And these are stories, as we've been talking about, that pervade all of humans' history, these myths and these stories of the returning sun and the return of the king who dies but who comes back, sometimes after a sacrifice and sometimes otherwise. So we're going to celebrate the return of the sun, even though it seems an odd time to do it in the middle of winter when it's dark and cold. But I don't know, if you think about that, it's a bit kind of inverse.
And we're going to get lighter nights from now on.
Well, yeah, from the 21st, the light will start growing back, will start coming back. So we're going to celebrate in the way that modern pagans do. And for those who haven't taken part in a pagan ceremony or a modern pagan ceremony, we'll try and talk a little bit about what we're doing so we understand where we're at. But we work in a circle, because everything goes in a circle. The sun goes in a circle, as do we. So we're going to make a circle, which we're going to cleanse using incense. And Pierre's going to do that first. We're then going to turn to the 4 quarters and the 4 directions and call in energies to help us to celebrate and to acknowledge their presence.
Yes.
And then we'll go to the next bit after that.
Yes.
So,
Amber, were you doing the incense? Would you like to take it round to everybody and just cleanse each and every one of them?
and the circle itself.
And the circle itself.
So the way that modern pagans work is we work with the elements, earth, air, fire and water, and all four of them take part in our construction of our circle. So having cleansed with fire and air, now Peer is using salt and water to make up the other four elements. So we make our circle in a space sacred.
And now I'm going to cast a circle. I conjure thee, O circle of power, that there beest a boundary between the worlds of men and the realms of the Mighty One, to honour and conserve the power in which we will rise within thee. Therefore do I bless thee, consecrate thee. Okay.
So we've now constructed our cathedral, our church, for the afternoon.
So now we are going to start our ritual, and we are going to talk about the bringing back of the light, like Ashley said. We are... Would you like to do that?
Do the quarters first.
Yes, we will do the quarters.
It's in a different direction.
Yes, so you need to be start in the east.
So we'll start where the sun rises, in
Yes,
the east.
in the
So if
east.
that's north,
Yes.
this must be east.
Yes,
That's so
swap.
You mighty ones of the east, lords of air,
I do summon the stone and call you.
I do summon and stir and call you up to witness our right and guard our sacred circle, to bid thee hail and welcome.
Hail
and
and welcome.
Spirits of the south, spirit of light, heat and fire, lend your strength to our circle for a time. We ask you guard this sacred space. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Call to the spirits of the west, salmon of wisdom, and the flow of the inspiration of the Arwen. Bless this circle. Hail and welcome.
Hail and
Hail
welcome.
and welcome.
Ye mighty ones of the north, lords of earth, I do summon, stir and call you up to witness our right and to guard this, our sacred circle. And I do bid thee hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Right. Now we have our quarter call. Now we go to part of the ritual where we've got a poem, and the poem is about the winter solstice.
But excuse my voice. Yule, the sun will rise from the darkened days. The light brigade has found new ways to change the silver night with fire, to barge the darkness down the mire. The frozen grip now starts to slip as strands of night abandon ship. A dormant world begins to quell as nature inches from its shell. Great Mother bears a new Sun King. His powers grow and lend to spring. He brings the evergreen spark of hope, and thus for him new life bespoke. O beauty found in hardened ground, in frosted webs and echo sound, through the bird song carried on the breeze, in the winter winds shake the trees, and with the rattles beyond naked hands, be gone lazy, be gone the bland.
Thank you. Okay, now we come to the part where we get people's participation on it. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring back the light, and the light is what Ashley was saying earlier, it's about the king being born again, and the light being reborn back into the earth again. As he dies, he comes back and he brings the light as we need it now, as the times come and it grows wiser and longer each day as we come, and we come to the next solstice. He will be sacrificed again. So what we're going to do is we will come round to the front of the altar, and we will light this sacred candle. We will come and we will choose a candle, whichever you feel. We will light it. And then we will think about what we want for the next 6 months. Okay? Give yourself a little time to think. And then when you're ready, place it on the side of there. And go, blessed be. Blessed be. Ashley?
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Not all that is gold glitters, and not all those who wander are lost. That which is strong cannot be broken. Deep roots are not touched by the frost. From the fire and the ashes, a new fire is awoken. That which was broken shall be forged anew. In the darkness, new light is awoken and springs, and the crownless again shall be kings.
So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Now we're going to sing a few carols.
Bells with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. just saw it, you would say it's quite a trick. The other deities used to live suggestively. They always wanted faunus to join in the revelry. Frosty, Saturnalia, do not make this call. Faunus, since you're hung so well, won't you ring my solstice bell? Then all the others pelted and looked jealously. Faunus, the Roman god, better save a turn for me. The ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of merry pagans, singing in the snow. Holly bears a blossom as white as lily flowers. The goddess bears the holly child who rises as the sun. Rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the maidens, singing in the snow. Holly bears a berry as red as any blood. The goddess bears her holy child to give himself for her. Rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the maidens, sweet singing in the snow. The sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the maidens, sweet singing in the snow. They are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown. Rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of merry pagans, sweet singing in the snow.
We've all have our little red ribbons, and we're going to honour the Holly King as he dies and is reborn as the oak. So what we will do, we will walk round to the piece of holly that's next to Emma and Roger, and we will tie him on there, and then this piece of holly will come to camp and it will be going on the ritual fire at camp with all our intentions for the coming year and what we want to bring in to our lives and to be put on the fire. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of music on because it's going to take a while for us to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to put a tune on. You can say it to yourself, you don't have to say it out loud. And
Facing the west to a distant land, gazing over the sea, standing on Cornwall's rocky shore, crashing waves far below me. The voice of a friend. She said, now hear me, I'm Morgan Le Fay. Let me tell you a story with no end. The life of a man, the life of a king, the love for a queen. Then dragon of Britain, sovereign of the land, the mightiest warrior, the gift of the gods, lady of the lake, to valiant Arthur the Bear. In the heart of Dumnonia stands a town, an isle on a sea of glass, where Merlin
the ones that are here no more, to bring to camp all our loved ones and all the people that are there that we love and are in this world, our ancestors.
Standing on Cornwall's rocky shore, crashing waves far below me, I see a ship disappearing.
I found this poem online and it seems to resonate and ring true. A winter solstice blessing. May you find peace in the promise of solstice night, that each day forward is blessed with more light. The cycle of nature, unbroken and true, brings faith to your soul and well-being to you. Rejoice in the darkness, in the silence find rest. And may the days that follow be abundantly blessed. Blessed be.
Blessed be. Break a couple up. I think that's the best way to do it. And these have really been beautifully made by Amber.
Made this morning.
Made freshly this morning. Ginger.
Nutmeg actually.
Nutmeg. Very nice. So if you can just take that to Ashley and he's going to bless that.
So we bless this food unto our bodies, that it bestows health, wealth, life, love, light and happiness. So let it be.
So may it be. All we do, we just take a piece of the biscuit and we keep it and we can eat it. Okay?
May you never hunger. Thank you.
May you never hunger.
May you never hunger.
Thank you.
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 May you never hunger. May you never hunger.
Blessed be. They are delicious. I bless this mead and consecrate it, and may we go unthirst. May we be refreshed by the beverage that we have here today. Blessed be.
First.
May you never thirst.
Bless you. Thank you. And may you never thirst. May you never thirst. May you never thirst. Well, thank you.
Here we are, have our acorns. And as you know, my camp started with the Oak King going into slumber. These are here for us to take home today, to use on your altar, to have with you, like use them in your rituals and do whatever. And then everybody that's here today are welcomed into being part of our opening ritual. Just say, yes, and biscuits. Okay, so just help yourself, choose whichever colour you want, and then hold it dear. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's here today, that have made the effort to come for the ritual. It's very important for me. I've had a year and a half, and this camp is going to be special, really special. And so, from my heart to your heart, merry meet and merry heart. merry
Merry meet
yeah.
again.
Yay!
And now we will close the quarters. Ye mighty ones
ye mighty ones
of the east,
of the east,
we thank thee
we thank thee
for attending our rites
for attending our
and
rite
guard on this our sacred circle.
and guarding our sacred circle.
Bid thee hail.
I bid you hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Spirits of the south, spirits of heat, light and fire, thank you for joining us today and for guarding our sacred circle. Stay if you will, go if you must. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Spirits of the west, the salmon of wisdom and the flow of the inspiration of the Arwen, thank you for joining us today. Hail and farewell.
Hail,
and
and farewell.
Ye mighty ones of the north, I thank thee for attending our rite and guarding this our sacred circle. And I do bid thee hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
And now it's time for our feast. We have food on here, what everybody has brought. And mead. More mead.
You're lucky I'm driving.
Thank you.
I'm lucky you're
Thank you
driving.
to Colin as well for filming it for us as well.
Just a little bit of, a little bit of,
Good friend of mine.